Welcome back to Warplan Pacific Let's Play tutorial by me, Pacific Carrier Guy. Got quite a few things to go over. I missed a couple things. This is episode 4, by the way, and we're going to go over some things. Some things may have changed a little bit. I'm going to talk to a little bit about that. But first, we're going to jump right in. I'm going to show you how you change how your counters look. Now, this is what's called the alternate set. I kind of like the way it looks. If you go up here to options, it's on counter set 2, turn to counter set 1, and now you have the a new counters set. And you can see how they look a little different. They use NATO symbols. Okay. But there are mods, and it's really simple. I'm going to show you exactly how simple it is to go in to download a mod and put it in your game. Now, first off, we're going to save real quick. I'm going to tell you a little bit. Make sure you save. Make sure you save because I've got some information for you about that. Okay, we're going to click off that. Now we're going to go out to our main menu. To do any changes, you got to be at least in your main menu. Now, I've downloaded a mod from the internet, a mod that's not bad. It's by a user by the name of Uxbridge. You go to Matrix Forums. They have a whole scenario modding area, and maybe you're good at doing these. It's just a PNG picture file, and it's really quite simple how you do this. Okay, you got your PNG picture. You go to your Warplan, and what happens? Warplan goes to your My Documents, My Games. I'm in Warplan Pacific. Look at your campaigns. We're in the Pacific 41 campaign, and all you do, drag and drop. Okay, now let's load up our game, and we will have all new counters. As soon as it starts up, there we go. And you can see right away our counters are very different. There's America Japanese Task Force. You get over, and here we've got the Chinese, Japanese, and then we got the Chinese, and you can see the counters are very different. And and here's the thing about it though too. Remember I talked about in the options, these numbers at the bottom, you can change them. That were the way the counters are set up. When you get a mod, you don't these aren't static. You can keep on changing these even for the mod. Okay, for any mod, and you do map changes. There's guys that are working and will be working on doing changes into how the map looks. uh, Changes in how roads and railroads look, changes in how cities or resources look, and it's exactly the same way. But maybe, this is a nice mod. I want to change to something else. Well, go back, exit to your main menu. This is so easy, it's not even funny. Go into your folder where you just put your, I'm in my documents, my games, Warplan Pacific campaigns 41. Find that units file, delete it, come back to load game, and there I am. I got I got the default units back. Go up here to my options or options, click counter set 2, and I've got my units back. It's that simple. Now, I said we were going to click every button. I said we're going to go everything. We didn't. I missed something. We got to go back to the reports. Now, because we're on the first turn, it's showing my first turn information. Okay. It shows me my land units, how many strength points we have in every area. Shows the casualties, who's taken what casualties. It also shows you your units, and you can sort your units by location, country name, strength, type, and you can go, like, let's say, okay, where's the swordfish? You click here, okay, and it's not going to it. Well, it's supposed to go to it. I'm not sure why it's not. It's not going to nothing. There, right now it's going. Oh, the swordfish is in Pearl Harbor. That's why it's not going there. Well, let's pick something else. Let's oh, here we go. This is the Soviet Union Reserve Army. There we go. It tells you the strength, effectiveness. It will, things that you have put priority on, priority reinforcements. I'm not sure we've talked about that. If we will, it'll put them in green. If they're on set where, hey, don't reinforce, it'll be in red. So your strength, effectiveness, and what type of unit they are. You can look at your generals, your headquarters. You can find out what ships were sunk, and you can go back and review your game notes. One thing I found out, I said it before, last game, the Hermes Air Group has 10% experience. Air Wing, I call them it's Air Wing. It's got 10% experience. I did check on the forums. The game creator is very active on the forums. You can post a question and he'll answer. And had understood that this was supposed to be changed to 50%, and he verified yes, it's supposed to be 50%. Also, we talked about how to tell a unit is good. Now, what someone has told me is that to figure out its total combat value, it takes its attack and its defense, multiplies it by its strength, multiplies it in some way by its experience, multiplies it by some way in its effectiveness, and then you have also the modifiers of terrain and weather and all that good stuff. So all these numbers, they all matter. Now the bad news. When you save a game, make sure you don't overwrite it, because that's exactly what I did. And while we're here, I'm going to show you. Your, you go to My Documents, My Games, Warplan Pacific, look at Saved Games. I've got mine labeled as Video 1. That's your saved game, and you can move that wherever you want. Now, when you move it, the game's not going to recognize it. You've got to move it back into your Warplan Pacific Save Games files. But that's how you can move a file and save it to make sure that you don't overwrite it like I did, because that's exactly what I did. I overwrote the file that I had been using, so I just went in, started the turn again. The Japanese have already went, and we could kind of see what they did here. They still, everything, all the settings are the same. They're on experience and excellent. They're on random. It looks like they still moved all their units, all their air units into China. I'm scared they're going to be trying to take that. They took Hong Kong. They invaded the Philippines. They invaded Borneo. They struck here at the Prince of Wales and the battlecruiser Repulse. They damaged them both but did not sink them. They're moving along the Malaya Peninsula, but my two Indian units, those are Indian units, they survived. They invaded Sumatra and the Netherlands East Indies. Let me get off him. I don't want to move him there. Okay, they invaded and took Rabaul. I'm trying to go over here to Wake Island. They invaded and took Wake Island. They invaded the Gilbert Islands and Tarawa. They invaded Guam. And they struck at Pearl Harbor. Now, Pearl Harbor, we can already tell. We go up here, reports, sunk ships. They sunk the Maryland and the Pennsylvania. So right now, they've already done historically better than they did originally. And a lot of my battleships are damaged. The California didn't take any damage. Wow. Okay. That's kind of neat. I understand the way the game does this. Okay. When we talk about the original real Pearl Harbor, yes, we say, well, the Japanese sunk so many battleships. But the actual truth is, all the battleships, except for one, were raised back up, refitted, refurbished, and they were in the fight again. Only the Arizona actually was sunk to the point where it wasn't usable again. And that's what this is showing. This is saying, hey, we lost two battleships. We're not going to get them back. The Maryland and the Pennsylvania. So let's go over the Allied turn again. And I apologize for this. Now we're going to, like I said, I put these guys on garrison because I know, hey, I'm not going to be getting units for so long, or transports, that by the time I get transports, it's going to be, I'll have time, and the U.S. has more than enough production to make sure that I can get them out of garrison duty. I'm going to put this guy. Now, I'm going to, where are they at? Right here they are. I'm going to take these two destroyers and I'm going to create what is called, now I'll show you something real quick. You can do a night move. If you start in port, you start with two operation points and you move six hexes or less. You are going to do a night move. Say if I move right here, that's 7 hexes. I'm just moving. If I move right here, that's 6 hexes. And you can see the little like hidden moon symbol. It means it's a night move. And that could be a real advantageous because when you do a night move, the uh, air units cannot target you, either CVs or land base. Now I moved him out here. I've put him on this convoy route to help protect and aid. Now I found out I was wrong. They have changed something's been changed. Each one of these guys is going to provide plus 1% to my escorts in my escort's ability to defend the convoy lane from Japanese submarines. If this was an enemy convoy route, and I was putting these guys on here to damage and destroy the enemy's convoys, it would use their surface to attack the enemy's convoys. It uses unit surfaces value. This is, in game terms, this is two naval groups. And as sub hunters, that's what they're called, they will not move from this X graphically, but it's as if they are patrolling 24 hexes in a radius of 24 hexes. So there's that information. Now, and I've got supply on for some reason. I was wondering why my screen was dark. Okay, and then we're going to move this guy down here. We're going to move this destroyer down here because, like I said, he's going to join this other other unit, and they will they will relieve this group. Because I said, she's got 3 supply. Next turn, it's going to have 2 supply. The turn after that, it's going to have 1 supply. When it's going to have 1 supply, it's not going to be as effective. So I've got to have somebody ready to relieve them. Now, if you remember right, I said we can do an attack here. That's called the Pearl Harbor Gambit. But this unit, right, this air unit, has such low effectiveness, such low strength that it's just they're gonna get wiped out. I'm gonna put Enterprise and the Lexington CVs on what is called priority. What happens is during the turn, your units get reinforcements and repaired, and supply. And what this tells the game, when I put them on priority, that's exactly what it means. It means before you do all these other units, you do these 2 first. And we're going to click right here. This is awesome. This just selects any submarines. So see, everybody else was deselected and only the submarines were selected. Now I just clicked off it, but I thought I went over this. But I want to go over this just to make sure. I'm going to take this submarine. I'm going to put it in raider mode. Fleet mode, look for fight. Raider mode, hide. Now if I stop, okay. For naval interceptions, the way it works is graphically, this unit is static. It's not going to move. It's right here. But any naval ship that comes within 5 hexes of it, if this unit is in fleet mode, this task force is in fleet mode. It's looking for a battle. So anybody that stops within 5 hexes of it, this unit will attack them or attempt to attack them and engage them in battle. But that's only if it stops and that the destination hex of the enemy fleet has to be within 5 hexes of that. So like right here, now I'm moving right beside it, but my destination hex is all the way over here. That unit will not be able to intercept me. But we're going to move this submarine down here. Don't know where we're going. American submarines at the beginning of the war, their torpedoes were horrendous. I mean, it was bad. They had multiple faults, multiple problems, and so uh, the American submarines at the beginning of the war have a real negative to their surface values. I think they have a surface value total of 1 to begin the fight, and that's realistic. The American submarines at the beginning of the war were horrendous. Now you can see here, I'm going to put him on naval. He doesn't need to be attacking land. I'll put him on support. This is New Zealand's 4th, 5th Technical Aerial Group. It's a naval air unit. It's got 60% experience. I'm going to move him to the Santa Cruz Islands. Now that used oil. Okay, we can go look right here. He's got oil use of 3. That used 3 oil. It didn't go down yet. It will. I want to prioritize him. I want New Zealand to fix him and prioritize him to get that strength up. Okay. Now we come here to Australia. Australia is it's considered a United Kingdom minor. Again, the United Kingdom is not getting transports for quite some time. So we're going to put a bunch of their units on garrison duty to save some of that production. The Australia First Route, it is also naval air. We're going to put on naval. Now they got a little bit more. Put on support. and we're going to fly it up here to Townsville. I want to move it into here, and I've got this one already set up here because I want to protect and maybe move in to maybe San Cristobal. It's got a port size one. We'll talk more about what that means, but it's got an airfield. You see these airfields. And air power is what's going to run the day. Air power is what does it. I'm going to put this guy all the way up here. And once again, now if I was doing versus a human player, I may reconsider some of these moves. Because could Japan come down here and invade down here? It's possible. I think it would be very difficult for them, and I'm not sure exactly how effective that would be for them. Again, we got this unit right here. This is the Dutch De Ruyter light cruiser. Now remember, this is actually like 5 or 6 light cruisers plus some destroyers, and I'm gonna try moving him and getting him over here with the rest of the United Kingdom fleet because he's going to be with the United Kingdom. I wish we could save this guy. It's an air superiority group. It's only got a naval of 1, but we're better off just using it to attack some people. I want to click here. We got 0 CVs and 2 ships. One of them's a BB. We got 2 battleships, no CVs, and just 1 ship. Well, we're going to take this guy, attack him right there. We got some hits. Use our second one, and we didn't do nothing. And we can go back up here. Combat logs. The first hit, we lost 1 air unit. We did 2 damage to the Yamato. Wow, that's big. We know too what's there. It's the battleship Yamato and the 11th Light Cruiser DD Squadron. Wow, we damaged the Yamato. That's good for us. Now we got our 2 ships in here. Now, 3. We got the Battlecruiser Repulse, the Prince of Wales, and the United Kingdom's 11th Flotilla. Now, we're going to get these guys out of here at the risk of maybe being intercepted. We were not intercepted. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure I understand why. It might be that they couldn't find us. It might be that they're not in uh, fleet mode. There could be a couple different reasons, but we got them back. Our Indian units here, I, I really don't know what to do with them. Well, we're going to have them fall back. Now, in garrison, that unit's in garrison. Its attack is halved, and its movement is halved, but its defense is still going to be just as good. This in here, now, if I take it out of garrison mode, it loses any operation points it has. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And so it won't be able to do anything, and it's going to cost me Indian production. It's going to cost me 25% of what it would take to build this unit. Okay, which looking at it, you're probably talking it's going to cost about probably 80 production points to build. So you're probably talking, what would that be? Right around 20 production points to take this unit out of garrison. I'm not taking it. It's not worth it because it's going to die. So let's not do that. Now we've got this unit in garrison. We're gonna keep him in garrison. We're gonna move him down. We're gonna rail this guy because we want him protecting those resources. We will take this guy out of garrison duty. But see, he lost all that. He lost all of his operation points. This guy, he's not on a rail. Because he's not on a rail, we cannot rail him, so we'll put him here. We're going to go ahead and move this guy, put him there. The air unit. Now, the air unit, if we fly him, right now this is flying. If we fly him, it will use oil. So we're not going to fly him. We're going to put him on support. We're going to give him priority. He's an interceptor. We're not going to fly him. We're going to rail him. And it's going to cost, his strength is 7. It's going to cost 7 to rail him. But we're going to be able to rail him all the way here to Chittagong. Now, again, stacking limits, 1 land unit, 1 air unit per hex. In a C hex, you can have 20 fleet units, no more than 6 carriers, no more than 5 submarines. We're going to keep going here. We're going to rail this guy. This is a strong unit. It's a core. We're going to rail him. Yeah, we can rail him. We only have 3 left, but he's only a strength of 3. We're going to rail him. Get as far as we can. Start marching this guy up. Now, see, he's on rail next turn. We'll get that 30 rail back. You get 30 rail every turn. It doesn't cost us nothing. I'm pretty sure you can't build it. And we're gonna go on and go ahead, spend our money and garrison some of these guys so they can get fully marching next turn. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put the Cornwall here so we have all our fleet in one spot. And you look here, we got the Hermes, we got the UK Revenge. Several of these are damaged. Most of these have already moved. We're going to keep them right where they're at for the time being. Okay, now let's see. We're going to move this guy. Headquarters units cannot be garrisoned. This guy can be garrisoned. Save what points we can. Save that production. It all matters. Okay, now we got to look at the Chinese. You got the communist Chinese forces. We're going to move him up closer to the front. That's just saying they don't have any oil. Communist China doesn't have any oil, and that's not a problem. We're looking pretty good here. Like I said, I think I said last time, the whole thing you want to do with Communist Chinese, their units are just so bad. And they were historically. That's right. That 40 experience. That's a lot for a Chinese army. 14 out of 30 strength. We're going to retreat back to these hills. Make sure we don't get surrounded. Shorten up our lines. This guy is in trouble because you can see he's got 3 units that he can attack with. We're going to put him right here. Move him up here. Luckily, we got this lake. I can't remember what the name of this lake is. Oh, this symbol right here, that is weather. It means it's cold. It's very cold in that hex. Okay, Changsha is really important. We're going to put this guy on prioritize. We want him built up as quickly as we can go. You can see they've moved in units here. We want the Flying Tigers. We want them prioritized. Yeah, ground. We want them on support. What do I? Okay. I'm going to move down here. I'm going to threaten Canton. I can't really do a whole lot. I'm just going to threaten it. Move him up here. I'm going to move this guy back. Move this guy. Try to form an even line here. I'm going to move this guy up this way. I'm going to come down here to take this city. Looks good on paper. And then I'm going to start. Can I rail this guy? Nope, that's a road. I want to get him over here to the rail. And then I could rail him, well, pretty much right along this line. But hey, rail's better than nothing. Then I'm going to start moving what I can because I want to threaten this front just to give the Japanese some, wait a minute, just to make the Japanese think twice because he's going to be moving up here to break the Burma Road. Right there's the Burma Road. And with all these air units here, like I said, I'm scared. These are all air units. Looks like he's moved his entire Air Force into China, and he may be thinking about making a push. And I want to give him pause and make him think twice about it. The Philippines, let's look what they did to us here. The Houston got damaged, our submarine skipjack got damaged, and our submarine Pike is doing good. Now we're going to deselect the skipjack, deselect the Houston. The Pike is still good. So we're going to move the Pike out. And we're going to send him down here on raider mode. Actually, we're going to put him on fleet mode. Near Rabaul, because if he moves a unit into Rabaul, that submarine might react and tell us about it. Now, we're going to move out we're going to do them separately. And I think we have to do them separately. We're going to put the skipjack on raider mode, and we're going to move him out, try to get him somewhere where he can get repaired. To get repaired, it has to be a size 5 port. So Esperanto, size 3, nope. Nadina, I'm going to say no. Sydney will repair. Sydney's a size 7 port. The Australian Canberra cruiser is damaged. We're going to leave him in there. And over here in the Fiji Islands, Suva, well, did Suva get changed? Nope, there it is. Suva's a size 6 and it can repair. So we might take him to Suva. We might take this guy right here to Suva. We might take him to Pearl. This represents about 6 to 18 submarines. Now we have the Houston. Now the Houston can get in. Now I'm going to do the Houston can get intercepted. We're going to try getting him out though. We've got him in raider mode. Don't seek combat. Just get out. We're going to move him as far as we can. And he did not get intercepted. So we got our units out. Now we got this Air Force unit here. Now right now, let's click off here. He has 4 ships right here. A CV and 3 BBs. The Philippines Air Division. Good experience, great effectiveness, but look at that strength. We'll put this guy on prioritize, put him on naval. We are not going to attack with him. That strength is just way too low. So what do we want to do here? We need to move him out. I'm going to put him, I'm going to fly him right down here. He's going to have a range of, well, he's got a range of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, wait. Right, if I put him right here, he's gonna have a range. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's gonna be able to hit units up in here. Excuse me again. I'm gonna fly him down to there because now he used 3 oil to do that, just to fly down to here. And normally they have 2 operation points, but because he was out of supply, he only used 1, so he's done now. Also notice the plus sign right here. That shows me that he is prioritized. And, well, you know, I can't remember what those numbers mean. Well, this is great. You just go right here. Air units, operation dots. Well, he doesn't have any. Air to air, he's got a 1. Tactical, he's got a 0. Naval air, he's got a 1. Strategic, he's got a value of 1. It's just that simple. Because half the time, to be honest with you, I don't even look at these numbers. They could not even be there because I'm looking at this right here. So, and now he will get supply through DeVoe. He'll get reinforcements. He'll get supply next turn. Next turn, he'll be built up a little bit. I'll talk about that in a minute. In fact, we're going to talk about that right now. And maybe we'll be able to do something with him. Now, if he gets all his reinforcements that he can possibly get, he can improve up to 20% in one turn. So he can improve next turn 4 strength. That would put him up to a 9 strength. That's the best he can do. That's the best any unit can do is that 20% in one turn. But that cost, logistics, production, and how much it cost is in the manual. There's a handy little dandy uh, 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 table. And what you do is look at this guy. He's a close 1940 close sup, air support. So go to our production screen, go to our Air Force. He's a close air support right here. He's 1940. That costs 275 points. So to figure out how much it's going to cost, we're going to take 275. The strength of the unit is 20 max, so it has about 13.75 production points per strength point. The game doesn't do decimals really good, so we're going to do 13 production points per strength point. Now, to reinforce it, it just cost 40% of that. So every point of strength that this guy gets is going to cost us 5 production points. So we're going to get 4 this next turn. So 20 production points are going to go just to fixing this guy up. Actually, that was the UK. We need to look at US. It'll probably be the same, but we'll look here and make sure. 1940 close air support, 275. Same thing. So this guy's going to eat 20 production points. All right. So we've done the Philippines, we've done China, we've done Burma, we've moved Australian units. We're going to have to put some of them in garrison mode. We've put all of our island defenders in garrison mode. Island defenders might as well, if you know you're not going to move a unit and it's just defending, put it in garrison mode. All right. Now we need to do our We don't have any intelligent points to spend. Now let's do our production. Okay, United Kingdom, we got a lot of oil. We're still getting oil out of the Dutch East Indies because Japan hasn't conquered it. We want us fixing and preparing units. Remember, the battle cruiser Repulse and the uh, Prince of Wales got damaged, and it's going to take the lead. It's going to how much is going to be spent on production and upgrading units. It's going to look at the least of this number and the least of that number, and that's what it's going to use. Okay, so we want to make sure we have quite a bit in there. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for them. United States, same thing. We have massive numbers of units to repair because the United States was unprepared for war. So we're just going to pump it up, and all this is going to be spent to reinforce or repair units. China, Chinese units are so bad. We're just going to put them all. Australia, same thing. We want to get that air unit going. We want to get it improved. This is Canada. We'll just leave them right where they're at. They ain't got much. What I like to do with these guys, just let them buy supply trucks. We'll talk more about what that here is and when we get to it, honest with you. Communist China, same thing. I like just letting them buy supply trucks. Dutch East Indies, we're not going to have them around for long. India's going to be needing to reinforce some stuff because they're going to be fighting the Japanese here in a minute. New Zealand, they've got that air unit. We want them get that air unit going. And finally, the Philippines, they ain't got nothing, but we'll pump it up just anyway. Convoys. Okay. UK, we're going to let the UK handle India. So the UK is going to send India everything it can. UK, India, send everything you can. It's got 42 transports. We're going to use 23 of them right here. Send India 16 and 7. The trade route was created. Come down here. Now UK is sending India 16 and 7. US starts really poor on Merchant Marine. We've only got 43. We're going to spend, now Australia has 9 oil. New Zealand has 5. So we want the oil to go to New Zealand. That leaves us 20. We're going to give New Zealand, yeah, 20 and 3. 20 production, 3 oil. And then we're going to give Australia 20 production. Now, like I said, I can put this number with any number I want, but only 20 is going to go because that's all my merchant marine. Okay, escorts. United States, we want all 12. Only need 10. Might as well put all 12 there because we're not going to have anything going there. Not going to have anything going there. Anything going there. Anything going there. We're not going to have anything going there. The United Kingdom, we're turning off that. 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 We're going to put, uh, wait a minute. There we go. We're going to put all ours right there on the Indian Ocean. This just tells us right now where we have convoys. I don't want anybody going to any one of these spots. Actually, let's keep that one going and let's keep that one going because maybe Japan doesn't conquer the Dutch East Indies as quickly and we'll still get some of that oil. Research. Uh, we don't need breakthrough. We're not going to be buying no heavy armor. We want to get some naval air training going. We've got some large warships. Boy, we need carrier ops. Because at the end of the game, 44, 45, we start getting aircraft carriers. Strategic bombing. We're not going to be doing much of strategic bombing. Sorry, U.S. might, but the U.K. is not. Now we come here. The U.S. no to heavy armor. We're gonna drop that down by one. In reality, not the game, but in reality, strategic bombing did very little. We're gonna take these off. We just want long range, but then towards amphibious. Oh my goodness, got to get some carrier hops. See, the U.S. can do so much. Let's take them off. If we want something, we can buy interceptors. And this is just bouncing. That's all you got to do. Just bounce and think about what you're going to be building. We're thinking, you know, well, chances China will not be building any air units. And think about it. If I want to look, because I think anti-tank is more defensive. See, anti-tank is more defensive, and China's going to be on the defense. So we want our anti-tank up. We want them to be anti-tank units, which, let's go look while we're looking here. This guy is assault. That guy's assault. Assault, 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 assault. Talking to myself. Assault, assault. Okay. Now, to change, we can change this advancement. Okay. We can change that advancement. But if we do, I apologize if you guys heard that. I don't know if you did or not. If we change this advancement, let's see here. I've got to go. I have a file. Oh, you don't want to see that. I have a file, and I'll post it sometime to the Matrix forums. That I posted the beginnings of it as a thread called Rules and Clarifications. Changing advancement allows a land unit or air group to change their advancement. Land unit must be in supply with a cost of 1 production per strength point. So this would cost us 15 production points. We can't do it. In fact, it says it right there. That's kind of neat. If this guy, I want to look at something. If this guy, yep, it even tells us right there on the screen. Costs 1 production point per strength and 2% experience. Well, that's nice. Well, we can't afford to change them. That is a shame. I think we're done. I think we've done everything. We've clicked everything. So we are going to stop this video right now. Let's make sure we save it so I don't do something stupid again. And when we come back, the next video, we will run the Japanese turn and see what they do.